going to Aaron-Dykes. He's there with Darrin McBreen. They filed incredible reports that are up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, video reports, text reports. They're working with Kurt Nemo. Those are going up right now. They've been to a bunch of drills so far. There's more drills. Just like in Chicago, the drill for arresting people and putting them in a FEMA camp, that's even Fox News isn't allowed into that. And we confirmed this happened in Chicago last year. That's in our film. We had our guys there as well. Aaron-Dykes, tell us what you're witnessing up there in Denver.
Well, it's total planned chaos, of course, Alex. The whole drill is so gigantic that it's completely compartmentalized over more than 100 government agencies, but it's all coordinated at the top from Department of Homeland Security, who paid for the grant that paid for the entire massive 10-location drill that's going on today.
Now, what's the main goal? We know they do these to create an illusion of a real terror threat, to shut down many parts of the city and create fear. It's a federalization drill, of course. I know you talked to a Homeland Security official who said it's all federal.
Yeah, that's right. They did the grant, as I said, from the top down, and all these agencies are more than happy to be integrated into it, Alex. I would say overall this is a preparation for the very things Homeland Security told us to now expect from domestic terror attacks, including sports stadium locations, shopping mall locations, school locations, train station locations, and the rest of it, community college and elementary schools, Alex. And we've seen those all in the propaganda videos that get ready for that. And we were just inside the live school shooting drill, and they claimed it was a generic terrorist, but what it looked like was a returning veteran. He was dressed in fatigues, he had on gloves, he was a real kind of prepared shooter with an AR-15 type weapon or something similar.
Well, we know even the New York Times reports Explorer Scouts nationwide are, quote, trained to take on disgruntled vets and, quote, take them out.
Right, and then secondarily, they're using the trauma-based PSYOP against these children who they've made to participate in the drills. We're grown men over here, and we were a little shocked by the loud explosions and the shooting sounds inside this school. Meanwhile, they've got first and second graders and older children as well evacuating the building and being subjected to these. Yeah,
every school in the country, a government training camp, is really a re-education camp. So you're saying they actually had the children in this one. Sometimes they don't even announce it to the children as young as 5 and come in and tell them they're going to kill them. All trauma-based mind control. Well, we're showing footage shot from the iPhone that's up at Infowars.com if you're a PrisonPlanet.tv viewer right now. If you're a radio listener, you can go to Infowars and watch it. We were just showing the SWAT teams running around in a school. What type of public school was it, and how old were the children?
Right, as I said, the children were as young as first grade, and this was Smedley Elementary School. Yeah, Smedley Elementary School. I have the address if you want it.
Unbelievable. We're seeing the footage here. So they had children as young as 6 years of age, first grade, going through this. And you said there were explosions, shooting. I was also reading that there's got helicopters flying around and troops. So this is basically a giant fear op over the city.
That's exactly right. Of course, they publicized it ahead of time. They said, don't be worried. Get ready for loud explosions, smoke, and the rest of it. And so, again, inside the school, they had the fire alarms going off. They had simulated shots and explosions. It was very loud. They required us to wear earplugs. But at least they did let us in, whereas at the mall location, they were so paranoid from their top-down security that they wouldn't even let us in the parking lot without a little harassment. Whereas at the elementary school, they let us right in, and we were able to follow the SWAT team from a very close distance without any interference.
Unbelievable. And we're seeing the low-quality video you uploaded basically instantly, and we're going to get the high quality as soon as you guys get back. We'll have reports tonight as well. I'm going to come back and let you finish up there, and then I want to go to Darrin McBreen there on the ground with you as well. I appreciate you guys going on such short notice and the amazing job you do. Of course, folks, you've seen Aaron-Dykes sitting in and hosting the InfoWars Nightly News and doing a superlative job, and also Darrin McBreen with Man on the Street and other special reports doing an incredible job as well. And Rob Jacobson behind the scenes, Rob Dew, all the rest of the crew. We couldn't do this without them. Are descending on Denver. They do this in many other cities as well. Just creating this illusion that there are terrorists everywhere and you better give your liberties up. And, of course, the conspiracy theories have started. It's like, why is the Homeland Security guy talking to them at the mall shooting drill? And How did they get into the school drill? It's never about, hey, look, they got little kids training for martial law, and they're traumatizing them. It's always, we're Vatican assassins or something, because you guys never get up, never go out, never do anything. Okay? Media's been blocked from some events, but not from others. And, of course, COINTELPRO always turns it back on us. So it's about us instead of about the events that are taking place. I know Dew and them got in last year because they went and signed up with the media and witnessed them training to take on the domestic groups. Just like I went to urban warfare drills. I remember in '98 and witnessed the Marines training to take our guns. And people then didn't say, oh, he's in the drills, he must be a globalist. Instead of responding to the drill, they said, oh, this is fake. The hovercraft, the troop-carrying ships, none of this is real. Any way you can not to address the issue of that the government's saying terror attacks are coming, we're going to have to take your rights, groping you at the football stadiums, groping you at the malls. It's all happening. Now, going back to Aaron-Dykes. Aaron, that is a good question overall, though. They're letting you into some events, but not into others. You say you talked to some media folks and that you guys are not allowed into the sports stadium, but they did let some media into this high school. So break that question down.
That's right, Alex. In fact, I wanted to address that. It's the compartmentalization, exactly like you would see if there was a 9/11 type event, where there's plausible deniability and ignorance. You could see the SWAT team guys were working hard, doing a good job, that kind of thing, the different agencies, but then their coordinators come and interrogate us, and when we were at the mall location, they had different security patrols, a local county one for the mall, and one for the federal, and they kept coming by asking us questions, even though we checked in as media. Now, we talked with a mainstream reporter while we were at the school shooting drill, where they were very nice, unlike the mall location, let us in. He said his fellow compatriots were at the stadium, they were at the mall, they were at the other location, including the Union station, the train station, and they were not given access to any of the events. They weren't allowed to see the actual visuals. They're up on a riser where they can film the general area, but they can't actually see what's going on. That was not the case at the elementary school. And I guess it's due to the compartmentalization, because they let us right in. We, of course, identified as media and called media contact.
Yeah, well, that's the key to all this. Now continuing here, Aaron, I'm reading in the news about helicopters, bomb drills. More of that is coming up. What did you see along that line? I saw highway signs flashing that a security drill's going on. I mean, this is really just about creating the illusion that terrorism is the most dangerous thing in the world, when slipping on wet cement is about 1,000 times more dangerous.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen streets blocked off, particularly by the elementary school, by the mall. We saw those signs. The video we posted earlier, warning of the public exercise drill going on. That was all around the highways. Certain lanes were blocked off. What was also interesting was the state, local, and county level vehicles all had giant, massive counterterrorism, hazmat, bomb drill, huge RVs set up as cordon stations at the mall location where they were planning for the shooting drill. Again, not taking out the shooter or preventing any deaths, but just blocking off the area and taking command and getting ready to, make a big scene after the fact. Also interesting was they had the SWAT teams on top of these vans and up on the mall where they had almost a parapet, kind of a second-level location where they had SWAT primed for snipers and so forth.
Yeah, this is all a martial law takeover drill. For the public, it's for fear-mongering to create the perception the threat is real. But internally, it's all about threat fusion centers, homeland security, a full federalization system. It's like testing nerve endings. They're testing the takeover and takedown of America. Right now, Aaron-Dykes and Darrin McBreen, InfoWars Nightly News reporters, are on the scene there in Denver. They've been to all sorts of drills. They've got over 100 going on, Army, military, police under local control, going under federal control. Incredible information at operation-mountain-gaurdian. And, Aaron, you were just telling me some incredible information before we finish up with you and go to Darrin McBreen for his take on this.
Right. So, again, for those who don't know how we got in there, this was a public exercise where the media was invited. We have the press release in front of us, and we've contacted those press
Aaron, don't even
officials.
worry about that. I was just telling that story as a joke. We all know the Vatican got us in, but and along with space aliens. But I mean, getting back to the stuff you were telling me about the next drill coming up.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell you, is that these media contacts have told us they're about to stage an event carried out against a train. They've done a separate event already at the train station. Of course, there's 5 more hours of this large exercise going on. There's also activity at the Denver International Airport and the Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium, as well as several medical centers and a university. So we're about to go check that stuff out.
But notice, it's the sports stadiums, they don't want people in. It's like when I sent Dew and Douglas up to Chicago, the unannounced...
Even Fox News, Alex.
Yeah.
Even Fox News.
Well, they didn't announce a final drill, but then my guys still found out about it, or mass roundups at the sports stadium in Chicago. So they don't want you seeing that, Aaron. Do whatever you have to get up on a tall building, whatever. Get footage of what's happening. Did you bring the super telephoto Panasonic camera I got?
We have the HDV, which has a very large zoom. It goes quite a ways. And we have other cameras with lesser zooms.
Well, do whatever you have to. Great job. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish up what you were saying, Aaron.
Well, I simply spoke with one of the media contact personnel, asked her if there was anything in the drills related to mass evacuation, temporary detention for mass amounts of people, etc. And she kind of laughed and said, there's many locations, but I can't tell you about that. You have to call the head contact, because she was compartmentalized.
Yeah, it's all about the feds.
We're going to follow up on those leads, and we'll have more reports to come, Alex.
All right, good. Let me get a brief comment from Darrin McBreen, Infowars.com reporter. Darrin, in about a minute and a half, what's your overall view of what you've witnessed?
Well, hey, I'm just catching up with Aaron. We got separated for a little bit, but a very realistic drill inside of the Smedley Elementary School compound, in Denver, Colorado. As you know, this is all part of Operation-Mountain-Gaurdian, brought to you by Homeland-Security and FEMA. And I don't know if Aaron told you that there's over 100 different agencies participating in what can only be called it's a massive exercise, Alex. Now, we were inside Smedley Elementary School, and I'm telling you, it gets about as real as you could possibly imagine. There was a SWAT task force team. They had simulated gunfire. There were sirens, multiple casualties, teenagers role-playing, pretending like they were dead or injured. And, they were riddled throughout the compound. And a very surreal experience. We even got close to the actual terrorist, or the simulated terrorist, if you will. I don't know, Aaron, he kind of looked like a military guy, an ex-military guy. He's a white man dressed in camouflage.
Yeah, so they're trying to take on the Tea Party as usual. Darrin, great job. I want to get a full report from you towards the end of the next hour. I know you guys have got to go to a simulated attack on a train. You're trying to get into the FEMA camp, a citizen roundup drill. Great job, Darrin.
All right, thank you, Alex.